Hey, it's John and Mike, brew-juice.com. We don't have beers in our hand. People were like, I'm shutting this off already. But this is a taste experiment. Mike has dreamt this up. He's like, we're going to blindfold you. I'm like, oh, great. This is going to be fun. We're going to put this on YouTube. Awesome. So we'll talk about this, but we're talking a taste experiment, a blind taste experiment,
yes,
with actual fruit.
Actual fruit.
That describes the flavor and aroma descriptors that we find in popular hop varieties.
Yeah, we've experienced a ton of different hop varieties.
Yes,
and we've thrown out a ton of descriptors.
Sure.
So I thought it'd be interesting to see. This is something that people can try at home with a partner, a friend, whatever. You can get different things that match up to descriptors you used in the past and see if you can pick them out on your palate. It's also a great way to teach yourself. Like we all eat, say, strawberries and go, oh, that's a strawberry.
Yeah.
But to experience it blindly at first, you've got to really dig in there. And that's what you're doing when you're tasting beer or wine or whatever it is. If you're trying to find words, a lot of people say to me, Mike, I can't taste as good as you do. You taste just as good as I do. You just aren't taking the time to train your brain to connect a word to what you're doing, to what you're tasting, right? So this is an example of how you can do that at home, and we're going to see if Mr. John,
oh boy,
if he can handle this. So,
all right, here we go. I always wanted pink eye. Here we go.
Okay. Okay, so I've got the fruits in some white ramekins, and he's going to work left to right. Just keep your hands to yourself, and there'll be some
touch the mic.
Some degree of difficulty
crap.
per se, moving left to right. The ramekins have been chilled. Here's a spoon just to make life easy for you. You can get into that first ramekin, and I'll tell you if you've got. Yep. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. There you go. Get that to your mouth. This should be fairly easy.
All right, that's blueberries.
Boom,
right?
Blueberries.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward. Okay, next ramekin. There you go.
All right.
I
got something?
Yep, you got, yep, perfect.
All right. Hold on.
I should have given you something to cleanse the palate.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Here we go.
Well, that's
Take your time. If you need more, there's more in there.
Well, that's like a canned peach or something, right?
Beautiful. In light syrup.
In light syrup.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Now, difficulty on the rise.
On nose.
Maybe not. Ah,
crap. I had it.
Yeah.
And it's gone.
Yeah, I'll help you. Stop moving the spoon for a second.
All right. Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, crap.
Take your time.
Is this fun for everybody else?
I'm having a great time. Now this is one of those weird descriptors that has come up in a couple hops that is just like, huh? But then once you know it, you know it. You're like, oh, I don't believe I didn't get it.
It's, yeah.
And I'll tell you, I made this one a little tricky in the way I presented it, the fruit.
Okay. Well, it's presenting itself like kind of pear-ish.
Texture-wise or flavor-wise, a little bit of both, yeah.
The flavor, but not the texture. The texture is much softer than, like, say, a peach I would eat off a tree.
You're really in the right zone there, per se, in terms of flavor. I can understand why you'd say pear.
But I don't...
You want one more?
Yeah, one more. There was the first bite, I had it, and then it faded away.
Yeah.
But it's like you've taken a... You've taken a melon baller, you've kind of scooped it and like rounded it out. So
yeah. Do you want me to tell you what this one is?
Tell me what that is.
And then I'll give you, there's one more piece in there.
Okay.
All right, hold your spoon out. Okay. This is green grape.
Okay.
I made it tricky, to be fair, I made it tricky,
the skin,
but I took the skins off.
Yeah, without the skin,
I took the skins off. Now that's a trick that you can do yourself when you're tasting these things. All right, and now the final challenge.
Okay. This is hilarious.
There you go.
They got it? All right.
Yep. Take your time with this one.
Oh, okay.
Now, without seeing it too, your brain is like, what is this? Like, what am I tasting?
Yeah.
This one will be probably very difficult.
Yeah. Because it's plummy. There's earth.
Beautiful descriptors for that.
Oh my God. But it's real. This has skin on it too. So and it's just the mush is just not pleasant.
Okay. Okay.
But I would say, like, to me, it's not as it's not like a deep plum.
Right.
So this might. This could be nectarini or something like that, or
Let me just help you out. There you go.
Oh man,
This is the one descriptor that I have used with some of these tropical hops. It's the one descriptor that I'm pretty sure you've never experienced.
yeah. I mean, so is this white peach or?
Nope, nope, nope. Why don't you take your blindfold off and I'll tell you what it is.
What is this? Oh my goodness. Lychee!
Lychees.
Oh, you know.
Be careful with the can because there's syrup in there.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I had a fresh lychee,
Yeah.
like over in Europe,
Yep.
but that was years ago.
A lot of the times, this is how you're going to get them canned. They're in light syrup, even lighter than peach syrup, per se. When you go to Thai food restaurants, at least around here, this is how I first experienced them, is they're, they serve them in a little dish with like ice.
Yeah.
But what you were getting for a skin is the inside where the pit was is a little bit rough. It's a little bit, it's got a little bit more texture than the outside does. So once you get over the initial shock of it, I actually quite enjoy them. They're pretty nice.
So what I say, like kind of plummy, kind of earthy.
And plummy's right on the money there, because that is really sort of the family that they're sort of in.
Yep.
They're a pit fruit.
Yep.
Just like that. But it's a subtle flavor.
Yeah.
It's very distinct, but it's subtle. It's soft. It's cool. So the whole point of this exercise really was to somehow bring lychees to the channel, because we talked about that before in different hops, and it's been like, I don't know if I'm getting lychees, but I said that's what I taste, and so this is lychees. Now
I'm experienced.
You're indoctrinated with lychees.
Yeah, thanks for that.
So what'd you think? I mean, it's pretty interesting experiment,
is.
right?
Yeah, the first couple were easy. The third one was the one that threw me the most.
And the blueberries should be easy because I left them just intact.
Yeah.
You get the little fuzzy head, so it's like, okay, that's a blueberry.
And I've had these, for most of my life, like fresh right off the bush.
The challenge with blueberries too is some of them are sour. In like tannic. Some of them are super sweet and low tannic. So it depends too. If you're one berry at a time, that experience can be pretty different, but that's a good training mechanism too for how broad a given fruit's flavor profile can be. Like I often talk about underripe melon versus super ripe melon, right? So those are the descriptors. That's taking your descriptor to another level.
I love it. Right? Yeah, it's funny, like you start growing like berries in your backyard and you get excited because you're like, oh, I'm pretty sure this is ripe. And then you pick it right off and you're like, nope, that was that's too soon.
So you should be thinking about this all the time then when you experience new foods or even foods you've had all the time, to just really stop, take a minute and taste it. You can go to your pantry and go to like your spice cabinet. Now this doesn't necessarily pertain to beer brewing, but to just start from it and what does cinnamon really smell like? What does turmeric really smell like? Right, those types of things, and really, it's just those things. It might not pertain very well to beer, but it's training your brain palate connection to put words together. I tell people too, they taste something. What's the first thing you experience in your mind? Let's say you say to yourself, oh, it's cookies at grandma's house. That's completely valid neuronal response to something you're tasting in a beer. Okay, now, so what do you think that really means? Okay, well, burnt sugar, caramelized raisins, right? It might be the flour, right? You can start to break those down and go, okay, you know what? So that to me is biscuit, dark fruit, right? Caramelized sugar, which might mean there's caramel 80 in there, right? That's how you go from an experience to some words, to then figuring out how those words fit into the brewing space.
And also the awkwardness of hanging with your grandmother.
And hanging with your grandmother, exactly, blindfolded and eating lychees.
That connected. That's the connection. Well, I'm just going to finish these peaches now.
I loved canned peaches.
Well, this has been tremendous. Thank you so much for this experience. I think that is the overall arching message here, is that, yes, you can train your brain to pick out flavor descriptors in beer and everything, really. I think that, as you may have seen, what I did was I didn't know these two fruits at all. Like I couldn't pick it out, but at least I was able to connect.
Put some word there.
Right, that like, okay, this reminds me of plum and some kind of earthy tone to it.
Yeah, don't fight your brain. Your brain is trying to get you there.
Yeah.
You just need to go along for the ride.
I'll take that ride. All right, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, because we don't do this kind of thing every single week, but we do other beer-related videos every single week. For John and Mike, brew-dudes.com, lychee on.
Brew on, baby.
Cheers.